Quicksilver really did lose his memory. During the Wanda Vision series, we saw a character that ended up disappointing Marvel fans. I'm talking about Evan Peters, the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, an actor who was thought that he would reinterpret his role, but ended up being part of Agatha's manipulations. However, what would you think if I told you that there is still hope that this is actually Quicksilver? What if chaos magic is much more complicated than you thought? In this video, we'll be talking about how Pietro ended up trapped in this reality, with no memory that he truly is Quicksilver. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before we start with this video, and to celebrate the arrival of the Penguin series, we will be giving away a Funko Pop from the Batman movie. To participate, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment telling us who is your favorite character from the DC universe and why. The winner will be announced on October 31st. To understand what's really going on with Quicksilver, we have to start at the beginning of Wanda's story. In the movie Age of Ultron, we got to see how the Scarlet Witch lost her brother after he tried to take on Ultron. Her brother, Pietro Maximoff, is one of the fastest characters in the Marvel universe, known as Quicksilver. However, in the Avengers universe, he is not fast enough to escape death and ends up losing his life. This event negatively affects Wanda's mind, who spends her whole life suffering the loss of her parents, and the only one who accompanied her also ends up losing his life. Wanda Maximoff then places all her frustrations and hopes in an android, who carried an infinity stone on his forehead, the same stone that Thanos ended up snatching from him, simultaneously ending his life. Wanda lost her family and her love, and it would seem that the Scarlet Witch was destined to live alone. However, the existence of other Marvel universes opened up the possibility of her having another family. We saw how Wanda, in the Multiverse of Madness movie, traveled between realities to try to steal the child from other versions of herself. Wanda, turned villain, used dimensional travel to try to create a family. And perhaps this wasn't the first time it happened. Perhaps Ralph Boner's origin is not the origin he thinks it is. And perhaps he really is Quicksilver. To understand this, we must first talk about Quicksilver in the story of Wanda Vision. In this series, we see how Wanda's brother is reinterpreted by the same actor from the X-Men movies. Which led many to theorize that Wanda, with chaos magic, was opening portals to other dimensions and had lured Quicksilver from another reality. Something that was dismissed after Ralph revealed that he had been a puppet for Agatha. However, this left us with two important questions. The first question is, why would the same actor be cast to play the same role and miss the opportunity to show the X-Men's version of Quicksilver in the Marvel shared universe? I think we need to rethink the origin of this character. And maybe the story we know from Ralph Boner is not the right one, or at least what he thinks his story is not correct. The Scarlet Witch's chaos magic is not just any magic. It's not the kind of magic you learn solely from books or in a structured way like Dr. Strange did. It's possible that Wanda had the ability to not only open portals to other universes intuitively, but that she could take a Quicksilver from another reality, erase his mind and hold him in a spell. All this without even realizing it herself, as the Scarlet Witch's powers have gotten so out of control that they have begun to affect reality. It is possible that this man thinks he is a mere human, but he is still under the influence of whatever brought him to that reality. Now, what does this mean? And what would the theory be then? Is this really Quicksilver? There is a possibility that Ralph Boner really is a version of Quicksilver who is under a spell and has lost his memory, who was also manipulated by Agatha, and like Billy Maximoff, completely lost his identity. But it is possible that we will see his return. One of the recurring themes in the Agatha series is the concept of hidden identity, a characteristic shared by several characters. Agatha's story begins with her trapped in an illusion created by Wanda. Believing she was a detective, Agatha lost sight of who she really was. This also happened with other characters such as Billy, who came to believe he was Wilson Kaplan, a completely fabricated identity that disconnected him from his true nature. It is possible that something similar is happening with Quicksilver in Wanda Vision. Ralph was introduced as a version of Pietro Maximoff, which generated a lot of expectation among fans. But it was soon revealed that he was under Agatha's control, which ended up disappointing many. However, if we take into account the complexity of chaos magic, this manipulation may have been deeper than we thought. Perhaps, like Billy and Agatha, Ralph is not who he thinks he is. Maybe in the future Quicksilver will awaken from this spell, regain his real memories, and with them the abilities we saw in the X-Men movies. The fact that Agatha chose him to impersonate Wanda's brother does not seem to be coincidental. His closeness to the Scarlet Witch could indicate that Agatha knew more about him than has been revealed to us. This could mean that Ralph Boner is actually a version of Quicksilver, who is trapped under a spell. Now, if we assume that he really is Quicksilver, how would his story fit in? We know that the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies lived in isolation and had no connection to his family. If this version is the same, it's possible that Wanda brought him into her reality with chaos magic without realizing it, and that trace of magic was what led Agatha to use him. I don't think it's coincidental that Agatha chose him to get close to Wanda. She knew he was important to her and will be in the future, and if he really has the potential to be Quicksilver again, maybe he could be one of the new Avengers. Perhaps this man was Wanda's first unconscious attempt to bring her family from other universes. Later, with the Darkhold, she started to do it in a more organized way, as we saw when she was looking for her children in other realities. If this is true, we could see the return of Quicksilver awakening his powers, and we could even have a flashback where his true identity is revealed. This could connect him to future movies of the X-Men or Fantastic Four, especially now that these universes are starting to merge. We've already seen characters like Wolverine and Deadpool interact with the Marvel Universe, so such a revelation would be very likely. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Could it be that this man really is Quicksilver, but the chaos magic has erased his memory, and like other characters, he is under a spell? Let me know what you think in the comments. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.